Hi, welcome to Thrifty Fibres. My name is Essie. I use she or they pronouns, and this is my little corner of YouTube. And we talk about knitting, spinning, sewing, sometimes weaving, sometimes crochet, whatever I am up to in a given week while I'm working on my craft. So today I have a few things. I didn't do a whole lot of knitting, but I did finish a couple things, and I am working on a couple things. So I guess let's start with works in progress, and then I'll show you what I finished. So my first work in progress is this blanket. Still working on it. This is the mark from last week. So I did about 3-4 inches, not too much. I haven't been home sitting a lot. I traveled a little bit over the weekend, and I've been, frantically looking for jobs and doing contract stuff, this and that. So a little bit less time this week, but yeah, got that done. And this is fun. So if you watched my terrible audio video, you saw this, but you probably haven't. So this is something I worked on a month ago, I think. It's the Anker summer shirt, and I made it 3/4 sleeves because that's the amount of yarn I had, and because I wanted something a little bit warmer than a summer shirt. I wore this for the first time Friday, and I wasn't too active. I did some computer work, packed up bags, drove for 2.5 hours, and then just kind of hung out at my friend's house. And when I took it off at night, we got a big old hole in the armpit. So this is where it's not coming unknit so much. This isn't that it's coming unknit. This is the stitches that I used to close the holes from from connecting the sleeve and the body together. You always get a little bit of holes. And then the extra yarn from the tail of the yarn from connecting the body. I'm used to working with wool, obviously, or I probably wouldn't have made this mistake. But what happened is when I always weave in at least 10 times, like up and down, up and down, up and down, usually. And I've noticed if I change directions and do like 5 one way and 5 the other, I get a really big bulky spot, and it just doesn't feel nice. So I'm not sure exactly how I managed this, but when I clipped it, it obviously wasn't secure enough and it started coming undone. So what I have to do to fix this is put a new piece of yarn in there and make sure it's secure. So that's this week's project. Everything else seems pretty secure so far. It's just that armpits are always a weak point because you get a lot of friction under there. But yeah, I'll be fixing that this week. Hopefully I can wear it soon. That's it for works in progress as far as knitting goes. Completed knitting, I have 2. I have these mitts that I started last week. And they're just cabled with some eyelets. What are they called? Like just a yarn over eyelet type thing. These are Alpaca Drops 904 or something like that. I don't remember the color off the top of my head, but I will leave it in the comments down below. These are going to be a gift. I made them based on the One-Skein Wonders book. These are the golden cable eyelet pattern. Again, down below because I'm not entirely sure that's the proper name. Originally, the pattern said to make them in size 1 needles, and that didn't really work. I've made these before and I should have left myself a note, but clearly I didn't. I needed size 2 needles to make these actually even fit my hands. I have pretty average hands for AFAB folks. Maybe a little bit on the puffy side because I have so much inflammation, but that's usually my fingers, not so much my hands. And it was too tight across the palm. So I unpicked, unfortunately, I finished an entire body of it. I hadn't done the thumb, but I finished the entire body of it before I realized it's a little too small. Anyway, I unpicked that and redid it. So these are done. That's one of all of my Christmas presents done. I need to get started on that. But that's done. The other knit I finished were my socks that I started last week. I finished both of them. I finished one earlier today. I wanted to give it a go and see how the cuff would be in a 00. And then the rest of the sock is in size 0. These are Drops Fable sock yarn in Texmex, which is the body color, and purple, which is the accent color. Nothing really special. Wanted them a little bit taller than the last pair that I did so I can wear these more with my winter boots, and keep my ankles a little bit warmer now that it's getting cold. Again, not that I need more socks, but you know, sometimes it's nice to knit yourself some stuff, even if you don't need it. That's it for knitting. Sewing, I do have some works in progress. Well, I guess I can show this off. I made this a year ago. It's one of the Mood Sew City patterns. I forget which one. I can find it and link it below. It's just some cotton knit that I got from Joann's, and I used an old pair of leggings that had too many holes in them to repair. I was trying to fix up my mom's leggings for her, and it wasn't going to work. So I used that on the cuffs, the neckline, and then it has kind of tunic length. It could be a dress if you really wanted it to be, but I like pants. Yeah, so I got to recycle a little bit with it. It's also super comfy, and I wear it basically whenever it's cold, but it's actually fitting today. Being Halloween and all that. The other thing, well, I guess this isn't really a new thing. This is an old thing, but sewing wise, I've been working on the walking skirt for probably a year. It's been put away because I was busy last year with my dissertation, and then I got busy with frantically trying to, make money with jobs that don't pay living wages. But anyway, I was able to pull this out this weekend, and I had basically done the body of the skirt. I had already done the pin tuck, and I had already cut the ruffle, but I hadn't attached the ruffle to the skirt. So that's visible. So that's what I did this weekend. I used a rolled hem foot to finish these seams. I thought about using my serger, but I just wanted something a little bit more secure, because having worked with this fabric before, it's linen, it's 100% linen from fabric store, I think. And it just frays really easy. And so I wanted that really secure. So I used a rolled foot to finish the edges and then attached the ruffle. And my next step is going to be finding a way to make this a little bit more adjustable. I've made several skirts in the last few years, and my body keeps changing a lot because of my illnesses, my medications. Anyway, a lot of my skirts don't fit anymore unless I made them with elastic waistbands. And, you can only do so much with buttons and extenders and stuff. So I wanted to be able to, I want something that will make it so I can wear it if I get bigger or if I get smaller. Also, depending on how much water I'm retaining or, period cycles, all that stuff. I don't want a firm waistband. Um, so I'm trying to think of ways to put in a waistband that will have a little bit of give so that I can either tighten it or loosen it if I need to. So if you have any ideas, please let me know. I don't plan on using a zipper on this. This already has a placket that covers the back, and this will be pleated. The back is pleated, the front is flat. I was thinking of maybe something on the side seams. This is where I added a pocket seam, or a pocket here. Something on the side seams that I either is elastic that can bring it in, or maybe I remember the cargo pants I had when I was in high school. I had a couple pair actually of like old army surplus camo cargo pants, and they had kind of a tab on the side that you could pull or loosen that would like either bring in the fabric of the waistband or let it out. I'm trying to think of stuff like that. But like I said, if you have any ideas, let me know. I have looked at the Coquelicot skirt pattern, and I don't want to do that with this skirt because I don't want a tied waistband. That's one thing I don't think will look nice with what I have envisioned for this. I also, I want to be able to use this as a main skirt, but I also do envision this as a petticoat possible substitute for a black wool skirt that I'd like to make in the future that I do not have the wool or the pattern for right now. So, well, actually, I'd probably use the same walking skirt pattern, but yeah, that was a long rambling way of saying that this is a project that I've been dreaming of literally since 2020. I kind of have envisioned like a Wicked Witch of the West type Victorian-esque steampunk outfit that I'd like to make. I have a sweater that I knitted that's this kind of dark green, and I have thigh-high socks that are green and black stripes that I knitted with this, and then I want to do a black wool skirt, all of which, I wear in different times too, but I thought it would be a fun outfit anyway. I haven't made a costume in 15 years, something like that. So that's what I was sewing. Other things I was doing was mostly spinning. I did a lot of plying last week. So first things first is this gorgeous green cotton. I made a video, so you should be able to click on that here. I think here, one of the places, and see how I like the whole process. This started out as kind of a yellowy cotton, and I boiled it with some washing soda and ammonia, which made my kitchen smell like cat pee for about an hour. But came out with this beautiful sage green cotton that now I can use for weaving, and I'm hoping I can make some towels with these when I get a little bit more spun up. Oh, there's some more of the cotton. So the other thing that I plied is this. This is Ramie. This is a bast fiber, like not like cotton, like linen. Sorry, cotton is not a bast fiber. This is a bast fiber like linen, and it comes from the Chinese nettle plant. Now, I first discovered Ramie years ago doing my PhD work. I kept seeing these references to peasant clothing being made out of Ramie, and I'm like, I have no idea what Ramie is. Found out it was nettle. Found out, well, specifically Chinese nettle, which I have not worked with European nettle. I had hoped to grow some this summer. There's none that grow wild around me. I'm not sure why. Maybe the climate. But it is local to my area, but I just haven't found any. Anyway, I haven't worked with any European or North American nettle, but this is Chinese nettle. And it is, well, I bought it as a top. Normally, when it comes from the plant, it comes in like, long, as tall as the plant strings, and you just like kind of twist the ends together and move on. But because this was top, it was, a little bit more complicated to spin. I found that it spun best from the fold. Or at least like that was how I was able to do most of it. By the end, I was able to get some directly from the comb top to spin up just as well as from the fold. But it took quite a bit to get used to. I used my support spindle for this, a Tibetan style support spindle, and plied it. I think this is 2-ply, right? I don't even know. I should know. Yeah, this is 2-ply. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this yet. I would eventually really love to weave enough fabric and dye fabric for a hakbi, which is a kind of summer garment that's kind of like a short sleeve jacket. It's a very boxy jacket. That I've always, I never was able to get one when I was in Japan. I just never got around to it. But I did always I loved them, and I've worn them a couple of times for different occasions, and I would like to make myself one. I have no idea how long that's going to take me. Probably forever. So don't think you'll see any more of this anytime soon. But I do have some more spinning on that to do. Other things I worked on. This is Merino and silk 3-ply. The Merino is from Mohair and More, and the silk is from the Woolery. I think it's the Pansy soft Sari recycled silk. I don't actually need to use this right now. I already finished the project, but I had a bobbin full, well, not even a bobbin. I had a spindle full, one of my drop spindles, my favorite drop spindle, full of the black merino. And then I had 2 or 3 bobbins full of this silk that I needed the bobbins and I needed the spindle back. So I plied this up. It's going to go in my stash. And I'm not sure what I'll do with it yet. I still have some more of the silk. I have this much left on a bobbin. It's the white and the green mostly. I don't think there's any purple left. I don't even know if this is, there we go. I don't think there's any purple in there, or if there is, there's not a whole lot, but, I'll figure out what to do with it. I don't really like having stash that I don't know what I'm going to do with, but it, sometimes it's unavoidable. One thing I'm really proud of, this is a 3-ply lace weight Angora. There we go. And this was what I wanted the bobbins for. So I got some Angora from a local homesteader that was selling at the Northern Michigan Wool Festival, which was local to me. And I've always wanted to try Angora, but I know there's so many ethical issues with how the rabbits are raised, how they're taken care of, that I've been nervous to buy it online because I don't know. I want to be able to talk about the rabbits, Anyway, having learned more since I purchased this, I'm not sure I want to list the seller's name because I'm not sure, between what I've learned since I bought this and the conversations that I had, I'm not sure if this was necessarily the most ethical of rabbit raisers. But anyway, it's what I have right now. I already bought it. obviously I'm going to spin it and use it. I kept this at 100% and I used again, my Tibetan style support spindle, which is this one. This is the one I always use for things that need like a faster twist. This is the John Galen support spindle. And it is so soft. It came out so soft. I'm excited for it. I bought a total of 3 ounces. So I still have at least 2 ounces left. This is just what between the 3 bobbins that I filled up, this is what they made. I still have, this much on 2 of the bobbins. And so I'll be making more. I'm planning on making a hat with this. So I live in the frozen north and I have one super warm hat that has muskox fiber in it, and it's super warm and I love it. But I want to try this too, because I've also heard this is super warm and it's very soft and I'm very excited for it. The other things are I applied up more of this Coopworth in Evergreen from Hidden Valley Farm, I think. So I got 2 more skeins of this. I need to spin more singles before I can ply any more of this. And my bobbins are full of actually this fiber right now. And this is the blend. I'm looking for the name of it and I can't find it. Romney, Tunis, and Dorset blend. So this is a natural color. It's kind of a brownish gray, grayish brown. And yeah, this is still a little damp. It's still kind of drying. So I'm going to untwist these and hang them back up when I'm done recording. Yeah, that's what I've been spinning. And I think that might be it. I think that might be it. I do have some other spinning singles in process, but that's less interesting. Can't actually see it. Okay, so what am I reading? I finished Invisible Women. It was a lot of statistics. If you're into statistics, I learned a lot from it, actually. Like, recognizing my face is probably not very animated right now, but it was a really interesting book, and definitely worth a look into if you're interested in people. I don't even know. Like, I want to say like feminism, but like skipping half the population in your research is more than just, missing out on feminism. It's also like, you can't get a complete picture of humanity if your default human is a man. Like, there's lots of others of us out here too. So anyway, I highly recommend that book. I yacked about it a lot last week, so I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I am also reading Tales from Earthsea by Ursula Le Guin. I've been reading that on and off for a while now. It's a series of short stories that kind of round out the Earthsea. And the stories are kind of like, some of them are during Ged's life, and some of them are before. Yeah, I'm enjoying that. And I also started listening to what's this called? It's the new Hunger Games book, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. It's like a prologue to the Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. And it's been years since I read the Hunger Games. And I did enjoy the books. This one is about Snow. What's his name? What is his first name? Coriolanus Snow. And I'm pretty sure he is the president during the Hunger Games books. Anyway, so far I'm a little. So at the beginning of it, it's kind of telling his life in the capital, and he's from a once wealthy family that has lost all their fortune because their resources were coming from District 13, which got nuked. And this is 10 years after the war, and Coriolanus is going to be a mentor for the District 12 girl in the Hunger Games that they're having. And he's trying to use it as a way to kind of move up in the world. I'm a little uncomfy with like the kind of sympathetic view on him in particular. But I'm only an hour in, so I'm willing to see where this goes. And see if, yeah, I'm willing to see where it goes. I'm willing to trust the author enough to see where it goes. I don't think there's anything else. Is there anything else, bud? No. He's not interested in coming up and saying hi today. That's all. If you have any suggestions for the script band, I would love to hear them. I would also love to hear what you're working on, what you're reading, what you're doing. Yeah, I will stop rambling now because I feel like I'm just rambling at this point. And I will see you guys next week. Happy Halloween.